Hey guys, and welcome to episode 2 of LBAM Radio, the talk show dedicated to informing you about the toy we all love, Lego. To start off today, I'm going to be talking about the new Hobbit, the Desolation of Smaug pictures that surfaced today, actually. But before we get into that, I'm going to cover Brick Film of the Week, Kosu Project of the Week, and what I've been doing. So, I'm just going to say what I've been doing. So, I've been working on basically trying to recreate the Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship of the Ring, with Legos, using stop motion animation and Blender CGI animation. It's going pretty good. Just started on filming the scene where Gandalf and Frodo start going through the Shire on their cart, or on Gandalf's cart. So that's going pretty good. And for anyone else who is a little more curious about it, go to my channel. I'll link to in the description. And yeah, and it will be released in 3D. I bought a new program, so now I can make films in 3D. So hopefully it'll be really good. Okay, now on to Brick Film of the Week. My choice this week is the Hobbit Desolation of Smaug trailer in Lego, done by Brotherhood Productions. It was really awesome. They used Adobe After Effects for some cool water shots, and it was just awesome all the way around. The animation was smooth, the props and stuff were accurate. The different effects and stuff, like Gandalf going through Dol Guldur, or different battles with the orcs and elves. It was just pretty awesome, I thought. But anyway, now on to Kosu Project of the Week. This week I'm just gonna tell you what I've done on Kosu, since I really don't have a definite one I found yet. So basically, what I've done on Kosu is post my own project, which I'll link to in the description as well. And basically, it's the Lil Stomper from the iOS game Jetpack Joyride. It took me about a couple of hours to build, and then I posted it on Kosu. So please support it if you think it's cool enough to support. Okay, so now on to the topic. There really isn't any news as far as what I'm going to be talking about today. The new Hobbit photos. So that's what I'll be talking about. So today, the Hobbit, the Desolation of Smaug pictures for the other 3 sets came out. Now, we already had the picture for the Chase Lake Town Chase set that came out during San Diego Comic Con. So it looked really awesome. But then we got, a couple of weeks later, we got news of 3 more sets. Dol Guldur Battle, Dol Guldur Ambush, and Mirkwood Elf Army? Was it Army? I think that's what it was. Mirkwood Elf Guard or something. Anyway, that was the 3 other sets that we didn't know what they were going to look like. So today, finally, the pictures came out. And some people said that they didn't look too good, as of what I've read so far. Some people were kind of disappointed. I was a little disappointed with the Dol Guldur set. I was hoping for something kind of like the whole Dol Guldur setup like we got with the Tower of Orthanc. Basically, we got Orthanc, but then we could turn it around and we could play inside of it. I was thinking it would be something like that, but instead we got inside of Dolgoldor, not the whole Dolgoldor fortress. It's okay, and it's got a lot of detail from what I've seen. And we get the Necromancer, aka Sauron, and my favorite minifigure out of this set is Ozog, the Defiler. Uh, if you remember back at Comic Con San Diego, Lego gave out 100 Ozog minifigures in cases to random people. And we were seeing it sell for $1,000+ on eBay. So it was like, we can't get Ozog, but then Lego came out and said that we are going to get Ozog. Maybe not the exact version that we got at Comic-Con, but we are getting Ozog. So now the picture surface, we see Ozog, and as far as what I could tell, it was the same character, just with a little different printing on the mouth. So I feel sorry for those people who paid $1,000 for the Ozog minifigure from Comic-Con, because it's the same mold, weapons, hand, prosthetic hand or whatever. So it looks almost the same. And this set is, what is it? Yeah, it's like $60, $60 or $70. So that's a big difference from $1,000. But oh well. I didn't pay $1,000 for the Ozog, just so if anyone was curious, I didn't. So Ozog, we also get Gandalf in that set. Radagast, finally. Now we have all three wizards that are shown in all the Lord of the Rings and Hobbit films so far. Unless by chance we see the blue wizards in the final Hobbit film, which is really unlikely since they weren't even mentioned in the book. Then we will get the blue wizards, but I believe this is all the wizards that we will be getting from the Hobbit Lord of the Rings sets. So then we get 2 Gundabad orcs. Now if you remember last year, we got Attack of the Wargs set for the Hobbit, which had 2 hunter orcs. To my knowledge, and I think I'm right on this, the hunter orcs are actually the same as the Gundabad orcs, but for whatever reason they're different. Maybe Lego decided to upgrade them since last year. But the hunter orcs were basically the same as the Mordor orcs, just instead of plain brown legs, they had tan legs with brown printing to show that they had clothing over their midsection, I guess. But now we're getting Gundabad orcs, which look almost completely different. They're darker colored skin. They've got armor. Most of them have armor on. They've got daggers and swords. And their facial expressions almost look like the Moria orcs from the Mines of Moria set that came out in 2012. But they're different. So they look really cool though. Now moving on to the next Hobbit set is Ambush at Dol Guldur. This set includes Baron and 2 Gundabad orcs. Baron, if you haven't read the book, this is kind of a spoiler. Spoiler alert. Okay, I warned you. So, Baron is basically this guy who turns into a bear at night, I believe. I haven't read the book in a while. But basically, he turns into a bear. We don't get a bear, obviously, in this set because we don't see a bear on the box. So I really don't think we'll be getting a bear character. But instead we get Baron as a human, or whatever he is. So he's got this cool beard. He's got an axe, and then we got 2 Gundabad orcs, and we got another part for Dol Guldur, which basically connects with the bigger Dol Guldur battle. Something else about the Dol Guldur battle, though, is there's a statue minifigure in the set, and it appears to be shooting something out of its hand. It's unknown whether this is the Witch King who is using this statue, or what's going on, because Dol Guldur was mentioned only like 3 times in the Hobbit book, and we never actually go to see where Gandalf is going. So, we don't really know what's going on there. So this is completely new as far as details. Now, of course, there are writings from Tolkien that say that Gandalf did go to Dol Guldur, fought the Necromancer, and defeated him, I believe. And basically Sauron, or the Necromancer, leaves Dol Guldur and goes to Mordor, where he builds Barad-dûr, and which is the tower with the eye on top of it. So that is all that we know. So the details as such as what this statue is doing, we don't know. And what is Ozog doing in Dol Guldur? We'll have to wait till December 13th to find this out, people. 2 more months. Anyway, so basically the Dol Guldur ambush connects with the Dol Guldur battle. That's it. Then we have the other set, which is the Mirkwood Elf. What? I've drawn a blank on it. What's the name of it? Not Dol Guldur. Mirkwood Elf Armory. Mirkwood Elf something. It should be on the screen. It should be. Anyway, whatever it's named, it looks awesome too. We get Throndir, which is basically Legolas's father, 3 Mirkwood elves, 2 Gundabad orcs, 2 or 3, I think it's 2, and a brown warg. That looks pretty cool. We got a gray and white one last year, but now we're getting a brown one. So we get more wargs, or 1 more warg. But there's not much there. It's basically a wall. We get some awesome printed shields, though. And there's a tree. So, really, all of these sets, except for the Lake Town Chase set, were not even in the book. Whereas last year we had the Goblin King battle, the Unexpected Gathering, Riddles in the Dark, or no, Riddles for the Ring, Barrels Out of Bound, that barrel set with the dwarves and stuff was the other one, and Attack of the Wargs. All 6 of those sets were in the book, whereas the only one that wasn't, as far as all of the characters, was Attack from Mirkwood Spiders, because Legolas and that female elf that I don't know what her name is or how to pronounce it, they weren't in that scene, but the spiders and Mirkwood and the dwarfs being captured by the spiders were in the book. So, sorry. There's some that, at least from what I've seen, there's gonna be a whole lot more extra stuff added to the film, the next Hobbit film, than was in the book. because it's 3 films. If it would have been 2 films, it would have been more accurate to the book, I think. But we'll just have to see. I guess I'll talk about the Lake Town chase set too. So basically, in that set, there's a boat and 2 buildings. They kind of remind me of Bree from the Fellowship of the Ring, as far as their design, except that they're on top of water and there's piers and stuff. But in that set, we get Thorin with a new body, Bilbo, who's the same as the other Bilbos, with the ring and his sword Sting. Lake Town Guard, a Lake Town Guard, the Master of Lake Town, and this guy named Bard. Now, before I go any further, I'm going to say that there's a huge spoiler alert ahead as I talk about this set, because it deals with the end of the next film. You've been warned, don't comment. Saying, you spoiled the end of the film for me. Well, I'm sorry, I warned you. But this is a huge spoiler. Okay, so Baron is basically this guy. Bard. Sorry, I think I called him Baron all 3 times. His name is Bard. Anyway, this guy named Bard. Baron, please note, Baron is not in the Lake Town chase set if I misled you by mispronouncing his name. His name is Bard. Completely different dude from Baron. He's a human. Whereas Baron is this bear. This guy who turns into a bear. Bard is a guy with the bow and arrow. Okay. So, Bard is basically this guy who is kind of... He doesn't want Thorin to go up and awaken the dragon because he knows if he does, then the dragon will come out and destroy Lake Town. Which happens. Bilbo goes in there because none of the other dwarfs want to go in there. Bilbo wakes up the dragon and gets him mad, I think. And the dragon leaves Erebor, attacks Lake Town. So, Bard, the bowman, is like, I knew this would happen. So he's trying to help the people, and then all of a sudden, a bird comes and tells him, there's a weak spot on the dragon. You need to shoot it with your bow and arrow. So Bard gets on top of all the rubble. He gets his bow and arrow, puts the arrow in the string. The dragon swoops down to attack him. He lets the arrow go, hits the dragon right on the spot, and kills him. And that's how the next film, I believe, is going to end. So, Bard is a significant character for the next film. So that will obviously be a set that will be popular because he's in it for a lot of people. As Dol Guldur Attack will be popular for Ozog fans who didn't get him at Comic-Con. And Wizard fans because it'll come with Radagast and Gandalf. And Radagast, so far, is exclusive to that set. So, Lake Town chase set, we're back to that. So, that's a Lake Town chase set will be probably a highly collectible one in the long run because he's in it and because we get a new Thorin and the Lake Town Guard and the Lake Town Master. The boat has a barrel in it for whatever reason. I don't know why. And it's called Lake Town Chase. Now, in the preview for The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug, we see that there's 2 different boats. This boat that comes in the chase set, and another boat that we don't even get. So, what's the deal with that? I don't know. There's in the book, they only used one boat. They went out in the boat, and they went to the mountain in one boat. Whereas, apparently in the film, they're being chased by someone, I'm assuming by Lake Town, and they're going to be chased. And then they get this other boat and they go to the mountain. So, that's what I'm assuming. I don't think that this boat in the Lake Town chase set is the boat that they actually go to the mountain with. Because from the preview, it's not. It's not even big enough to hold 5 dwarfs, much less 13. So, that's all the Hobbit sets that's coming out, to our knowledge. There's a slim chance that there could even be another set, possibly one with Smaug, later this year. But it's safe to assume that these are probably all the ones we're getting so far. Although there is a slim chance that we may get one. But another thing I want to address is that we don't even get a set with Smaug, the dragon. Why? Well, apparently New Line Cinema is being very secretive about what exactly Smaug looks like. We've seen his head in the preview. We've seen his tail and leg in the Unexpected Journey film. And we've heard his voice in the final preview. But we don't get to see his whole body. Whether there's something on his body they don't want us to see until we watch the film, or it's just because they're being secretive and they want to build suspense. They're not even apparently letting Legos see this, and that's why we're not getting a set with Smaug, because they know if there are leaked images for the Smaug character, then people will get a kind of a general idea of what Smaug looks like. So obviously either the set with Smaug is being delayed, or we're just not going to get one this year. Although I don't think we will go through the whole Hobbit theme and not eventually get one. Because in my opinion, that would be as if they were going to do the Lord of the Rings without the ring. This is the reason why the dwarves are going on their quest to go kill this dragon. So, for whatever reason, we're not getting him. But we'll just have to see how it turns out. Okay, guys, I guess that's it. Please comment, subscribe, like would be nice. And tell me and let me know what you think in the comments. I'm planning on doing this this show in a weekly basis, like every Saturday or weekend day. I will be uploading a new show, unless there is absolutely zero news. Then I will probably pick a random topic. Or if I'm gone on vacation or gone that weekend, then of course the episode will be delayed. But in the brick set form, people asked if I could to interview some people, and I would be happy to do that. The thing is that I don't have Skype right now, and my internet connection where I live is really slow, and I can only use so much internet because of the plan we've got with our internet provider. I can only use 5 gigabytes worth of internet each month, which is okay because I really don't watch videos on my internet anyway. I only watch videos when I can get into a Wi-Fi spot. But I don't have a cell phone, so that's another thing. So I would love to do interviews, but the thing is I really can't. Unless I were to use one of my parents' phones to do that. But I am trying to figure out a way to do interviews. And I'm also looking for a co-host. I'm not going to throw out an interview or what's the word, audition for a co-host, because I'm not. It I just don't really want to do that. So I'm kind of thinking of people I know of and know who may be willing to be a co-host. So the search for the co-host has begun. I've already asked a couple of people, and so far they've said no, for one reason or another. But as far as interviews, I want to do those, but as of right now, I really kind of can't. But I want to. So maybe in the future, I will be able to do that. But as of right now, the answer is no. So, and the same thing kind of goes with the co-host. If I were to have a co-host, I would, if it's not someone who lives near me and could come to my house, or me go to their house and do an episode, then I would also have to do that over the phone or through Skype or something. So, that just wouldn't be possible as of right now. So I'm trying to find someone I know personally, but if not, I'll have to find someone else I know of and contact them. So that's kind of the deal with that. So I want to do, like I said, I want to do interviews, but I kind of can't. Although I could use one of my parents' phones to do that. Anyway, I guess that's it, guys. Like I said, comment, like, subscribe would even be better. And let me know what you guys think about this. This is Canaan May for LBAM Radio, signing off.